great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is that good for you? Okay. I'll have what she's having. That's great. Well, it was interesting. I was looking at trying to find videos and things, you know, for today, maybe to play a little something for Mother's Day. They had parodies on Bohemian Rhapsody, and it was these three moms singing it. So there's one area where their kids are saying, but we really want to go, and they're saying, no, 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 no. Remember that part of the song?
Yes.
And then there was another one that was, this girl is on fire, this mom is on fire. Okay, so go to YouTube and you can watch this. I was sucked in for 2 hours. Because you know how it is. Crazy, huh?
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's good. We got it right? Okay. All right, so I have something a little funny, and it's so interesting. We've got our little puppy running around because this is definitely, another dog in the bar story. Because Bruce plays keyboard, so this fits perfectly. A guy walked into the bar with a small dog. Get out of here with that dog, yelled the bartender. But, insisted the guy, he just isn't any dog. This dog can play the piano. Okay, sighed the bartender. If he can play that piano, you both can stay and the drinks are on the house. The dog starts playing ragtime, and the bartender and patrons are happily enjoying the music. Suddenly, in came a bigger dog that grabbed the small dog by the scruff of the neck and dragged him out. What was that? Asked the bartender. Oh, that was his mother. She wanted him to be a doctor. When I was on the insurance, isn't that great? He wanted him to be a doctor. You can see this little dog with a little stethoscope on him. It's great. Every time I tell jokes, there was a guy when I was in the insurance business, I used to call on insurance agents. And this one guy used to say to his sidekick in the office, joke me up. And he would have him tell him jokes all day long so he would feel inspired to go out and sell insurance. Because trust me, you need to be inspired when you're selling insurance. Well, today I wanted to talk about the spirit of surrender, and I thought about this last night, and I also thought about it when I was driving up here. And it really is, we're gonna do I'm going to say an experiential surrender as we go through the service today. And it really equates to science of mind. But surrender comes in 3 stages. How many of you use surrender to enhance your life? Boy, I hope so, because you know what? That's how we enhance our intuition. That's how we are able to allow spirit to guide us. So that's why I call this the spirit of surrender. Because as we surrender, we're allowing ourselves to be used by the bigger I rather than that little ego I inside of us. And there's 3 stages of surrender. The first one is resistance. I know how to do this. I'm just going to work harder. Or I'm just going to make it happen. I'm going to make 20 more phone calls or whatever it is. Or I'm just going to keep dating and dating and dating until I find that right guy. And my girlfriend yesterday said, well, how about if I can't even get a second date? How do I surrender it up? And I said, well, you surrender that too. And the second stage is acceptance. And it's like, now I'm doing the things, it isn't working, maybe I'll risk and turn it over. And maybe I'll risk and allow that surrender to happen for me. And then the third stage is letting it go. You know, from, what's that song from, Let It Go, Let It Go?
Oh, Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen, right? Oh, they had a Mother's Day parody to that too. Okay, I can imagine. Let it go, let it go, as the kids are running around screaming with their stuff on. But it's really about the magic of letting it go, because it's allowing ourselves to feel what's present. We're allowing ourselves to look at it and then release it to the universe, release it to God, whatever you want to call it. Because as we go through our lives, we're hit with challenges, aren't we? And then as we're hit with those challenges, who better than the divine creative energy that created this world and everything that we see, turn it over and say, you got a better idea, right? And when we do that, we're allowing ourselves to be used. There's a song that Ricky Beckworth wrote, and it's called Use Me. And when you say that, you know, I always think about surrender. And as we are surrendering, please, please use me and allow the information that I need to come in. Allow the people to come into my life. Allow the next steps to show up. Because we always, people will go to intuitives, they'll go places, but you know where the best intuitive is? Right here, in our heart. Because as we listen to our heart and listen to that deep divine presence, to that inner wisdom, that we're able to move and shift and change our lives. And that's what it's all about. So when I said, do you want to be happier? Do you want to be healthier? Do you want to be more connected? I wrote a card to my daughter because she's a mom, and on the card I said, for their anniversary, I wish you love, I wish you peace, and I wish you deep connection. Because when we have that with each other, that's really, really where it's at. And we can connect to each other in a beautiful way, then that also enhances our life. Have you experienced that? Yeah? So when you make up with somebody, when you forgive somebody, when you surrender the relationship, because sometimes they're a little challenging, aren't they? And that's what we really are attempting to do. The other thing, in order to bring more joy and more happiness into our life, is to surrender into the spirit of laughter. And so why I start out a lot of times my talks with a joke, because laughter, what does laughter do for you? It makes you feel better. It heals you. It brings the endorphins into your body. It brings that energy into your body in order to shift. There in Houston, Texas, I was reading Pastor Joel's book again, and he was talking about there's a room, a healing room. What do they call it? The healing room is just where people go to laugh. And this is in Houston, Texas, in a hospital. So one guy, he had cancer, and he was totally depressed. And they couldn't put him in any other bed except in this healing room area, and all the kids are playing, laughing, ah! And so he got well, and he was able to check out of the hospital. I think he was in for a procedure, but he got healed so much faster that when he left, he said, next time, put me in with the kids' ward again, because I know that that helped heal me. And Roxy and I get to hear the babies laughing, screaming, playing all week long. We've got a preschool next door. And we hear the babies, and they're singing and playing and laughing, and they're crying too. But you know what? That's a beautiful thing. And so we ground into that innocence and that purity. And it's lovely to surrender to that. And there was I'm trying to think of his name. There was a man that had cancer, and several people have done this. The doctor told the woman I think she had like stage 4 cancer, and he said, if you're willing to do this and go find as many funny videos as you can, find the movies, find books that are funny, find everything, and then come back to me. This is a great doctor, yes? Because he didn't say, oh, go home, take care of your affairs. So she surrendered to the spirit of laughter. And as she did that, she got better and better and better. 3 months later, she was clear of cancer. So if you don't think laughter and joy and play has a part in our life, it absolutely does. It's probably one of the most profound spiritual practices we can do. When we had the inner engineering class, we're all listening to everything. We laughed, we had a good time the first 3 days. The last day, though, was the best, I think. Don't you, Bob? Yeah. And so it was great. We have 4 or 5 people in here that went. And what we got to do is play. We got to play. And all of us, forgetting about our arthritis, our pains in our back, we went into competition mode, and it was great. And we were all in that moment. They did a little debriefing afterwards. And it was because we were playing. We were having so much fun. We forgot, we got out of our heads, and we surrendered to the spirit of play. So I thought it would be really good. You guys need to bring your tennis shoes for Sunday, and we're going to go play, okay? Don't you think? Because you need a little happiness. We'll go play. We were playing dodgeball. We were playing volleyball 100 times before it could touch the ground. I mean, it was fantastic. And I think if we do that, we're going to provide you some powerful healing. We can pray for you, but I want the physical, don't you? I loved it, and I thought, now how can I put more play in my life? Hey, I'm the minister, we can do whatever we want. Bring your tennies, and we're going to play. Right? You didn't know about it. We'll put it in Eli, right, Roxy?
Yeah.
It'll be great. So what I want to do is to allow us to go into a surrender, but it's also the way that we pray here. And how we pray is that we acknowledge that there is one life, there is one God, there is one infinite creator. And the second stage is that we know that we are connected to that one life, that one God, that infinite source that creates the beauty, the sun, the trees. You know, I stand up here and I see the beauty outside, and that we are one with that. The third step is called realization, and that's what I'm going to have you do. We're going to do a brief meditation, and that meditation I'll be guiding you. So I want you to think about, in spiritual mind treatment and science of mind, what we do is that we think about something that we would like to change. We would like to shift it. And so as we do that, we pray, we hold it, and then we surrender it. We let it go. We release it into the infinite hands of spirit, of God, universe, whatever you want to say. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do that brief meditation. Think of a situation that you would like to have be better, to shift. Does everybody got one? Okay, good. So that you're ahead of the game. So as you do this, think of this for a moment. It's only going to take a few moments. What I'm going to have you do then is to come up, and the ladies, and I brought chocolate for the guys. I brought flowers for the ladies, so please take a flower. And that is water from Lourdes, France. And so what we did, I know, cool, huh? So drink it too. So what happens when you have blessed water is that you can expand it. And what that means is if you want to take a little bit of it home and then put it in a container, keep adding water to it, it'll expand it and you can continue. Did you know this? Same thing when we do the Buddha Relic Tour, they have the blessed water, and then a lot of times people take it home. It has saffron in it. This is very similar. And if you don't know the story about Lourdes, a woman went and was given a vision, and she was told to dig up the earth. And from that point, the water flowed. People, spirit somehow gave the message to individuals to go to this space, Lourdes. And they started bathing in the water, drinking the water, and they were healed. So this is the same water from all those years ago. And I wanted you to do this with yourself, because the purest, deepest surrender is to surrender your mind into your heart. So as we go up and anoint yourself, here, here, behind your ears, wherever you want, and put water and think of that deep surrender and allowing spirit to take care of that issue or that situation that you want to change. Got it?
Yes.
And then when you're done, go back to your seat and I have a beautiful reading for you. So let's go ahead and I will lead you into this meditation. So